Channel. This is S Dragon. Just letting you know who I am. Now you're looking at me playing Blast Unleashed, and I'm at level 31. Now the aspect of this game, it's really not really about how many levels you can climb your character, because I mean that helps. But the point of it is, it's really set up like playing the Division and other games. You gotta get your gear score up to do more damage. And at this point, that's what I'm doing. Getting my gear score up. Now even in this gracious adventure, I've also unlocked an estate, but that happens in game when you're playing it, and you get to a certain level and accomplish certain things in game mode. Also found the hideout of what you call the outlaws. Well, yeah, you could sit here and have your equipment up, upgraded there, but the problem with the outlaws is if you're not an outlaw, they're looking to kill your ass, so you have to look at that aspect and point. I know over the weekend I rode up in there just checking things out, and then when I got up out of there, there was someone trying to hunt me down and kill me, but I got the hell out of there before that could happen. Of course, they were like at level 41, and I'm only at like level 30 and 31 at this point. There's no way I was gonna be able to take that out because my weapons aren't strong enough. And the aspect of it, when we're talking about it, look at the back, we're talking about gear score. As you see, mine's like 994. Now there's certain ones in matchmaking, certain aspects of matchmaking that you have to do. It's gonna be like 1200. As you can see, I've unlocked this steed, which has like 3 speed levels, so that's good. I think this one is an epic mount, to be honest with you. But if you continue to keep playing the game, you can unlock this mount too. As far as what's going on here, this is this aspect where once you've unlocked certain kingdoms and shit, I think this starts over again. Me playing and get a chest reward from this. Excuse me for a second. Alright. Now, let's go into some detail with, you know, upgrading your weapons and things like this. You got common enhancement, which means that... What common enhancement means is...
Why just buy one item when you can buy two?
What common enhancement does is this, as you can see on here, now that I have it up, is most of it will require your gold and a small portion of your enhancement items over to the left, the right hand. So what that means is this. You have your gold, you have your star seeds. You also have enhancement upgrade there, and then the other one that was like a golden sun sitting over there. So when you go with this guy...
Stock up! You can never be too prepared.
It's gonna be based off your gold and your other little golden sun that's sitting over there. Yeah, I can't remember at this point in time what that's called. I mean, I think they're just enhancement items, so enhancement points. Got the gray and you got, like, you know, the yellow over there on the right hand side. Makes sense.
Why shop around when you can
If you
find
go to
exactly
a
what you're
master
looking for here?
craftsman and shit like this, well, what this is gonna cost you is it's also gonna cost you like your little golden sun over here on the right hand corner, plus your star seeds. The only great thing about master craftsman is your shit won't be destroyed or fall down a level. So if it doesn't enhance, it just doesn't, but it's going to cost you star seeds to do it. But it's alright, because you're going to keep gathering those as you take your regular gold and turn it in to make more star seeds. So what difference does it make? This is the safe bet to sit here and upgrade your weapons. Now you can sit here and use Ember. That could be, you know, what's required. Like if you got legendary, which I'm working on, legendary requires you know, legendary embers. And you can pick those up as you run along into the game world and pick it up. Actually, you can just pick that up just from killing shit randomly. Just like, of course, you pick up armor and everything else. Now, how this game works, like playing the Division and other games, is once you get your armor stats up to, like, you know, right now you got like B grade and A grade and shit like that. Well, once you've done this, then some of the things you drop probably won't fall below a C grade. You know, you can farm anywhere on the map, any place that you want to go, and it may drop some B and A level weapons and armor, or it just may drop like B grade armor and weapons. But either way, you could either sit there and, you know, go to the flame, or the Pyra circle, or whatever the hell you want to call it. You can destroy that. You can destroy that armor, or, you know, take it, and then what it'll break down, it's gonna either break down into your rune class. This is what this is over there. That's what I didn't remember. Your runes. Get your little gray runes, or you can get your little like Sunstar runes over there, and you can keep breaking down armor and weapons and shit to keep building that up. Not to mention, if you run like dungeons and everything else, you can actually pick up some of this shit anyway. I mean, it'll give you extra stuff. The other aspect is when you have an estate, which you will get anyway, you can have your miners mining in your estate, and you're gonna get that anyway. Which is a good point. Let's go to the estate. Now remember, people, I'm sitting here just doing this game off the fly. And I've seen there's many videos out for this game, but I'm just doing my own personal aspect on it. So as I pick up on things, I'll share it with you, because I'm a casual gamer. Now I love the game. We're near pro level, like people that have the time to dedicate solely on that. I'd like to get to that point, but that shit takes time. So I'm here doing it from a realistic gamer that, you know, we all have full-time jobs, and, you know, just a realistic point of view. But here's my estate, and everybody unlocks this after a while. Here, have your basic mining complex that mines for shit here. Have your basic orchard that you can sit here and pick up fruit, things like that. Plus you can pick up wood that you use as construction material and shit like this. As you can see, let's look at this. You got harvest fruit, and then your basic construction material. If you collect this goes into your storage. Your storage on your estate, not your storage like when you go to your little guide to pick out like your runes and whatever you stored in there. As you unlock your estate, as you can see, it's only at level 2, but it went up to 25.5%. Get up to 100%, then you go into level 3 and 4 and so forth and so on. Now, as you play the game, sometimes you get shit like this, and you know, get things This I just dropped in there because I didn't feel like carrying it around. Like I said, you get these runes and fortification stones. Well, after you get to a certain limit on your armor and you start building it up as well as your weapon, you're not going to need this anymore. So this is just shit that you can sell. And then you got certain ore that you can use, like for potions and other upgrades. You can also pick up certain things that you can pick up in like the world when you're traveling and you're farming and digging and cutting shit down. Well, the aspect of your estate is that you can have that going on, so you don't really have to really concentrate on that. And then you can concentrate on making more fucking gold and every damn thing else. So you can have your estate actually concentrate on doing all this other shit for you. Now, as far as like raw meat and materials of that nature, this is what happens when you capture animals. Now, you can go to the mount salesman to get, you know, certain whistles to hunt down certain animals and shit. Keep attacking them until either they give a shit about you or love you or whatever in that concept. And then you can take that and gain that animal and put it in the pen. And what I mean by this is this. You have an area that's automatically unlocked to stable your animals right here. Some animals that you pick up can be used to work as, you know, you can assign work as task or your employees, and they're going to produce what they produce. And after that point, they've done that, they're gone. Then you have to sit out to the game world and hunt down more. Now you really don't need whistles and scrolls and all this shit to gain animals to put in here. If you're going into an area and you're kicking ass hard enough, you know, you'll see that once you attack this animal, all of a sudden this heart will appear, and obviously this creature will love you, and then you do a combination of buttons, you'll gain that creature and it will be here, and then you can use it to do what you need it to do. I have not yet gained an animal or creature and it will generate mounts. The theory behind it is that some of these creatures that you get will like generate mounts, and when you have them working, that's gonna put it in your stable as other creatures you can select. As if I go to my stable, here are the animals I have so far. The golden mane black horse is something that you'll gain after you keep doing enough missions and other shit, and that's gonna unlock that. This one was a given from just getting on board with playing Blast Unleashed and stuff like this, and they'll give that one to you. This one's achieved through doing certain missions, and if you complete these missions, you will unlock this rare pink ostrich, which I don't use. This one was one that I just bought from the stable. Because the stable sell uncommon mounts that you can buy. The only catch to them is, you know, they only got like one stamina, so once you hit it, that's it. No more, no less. This one, like I said, you can gain this by doing the missions that are required, you know. Oh yeah, the common quest, the common mission that you're trying to achieve when you're chasing down Gillian and all this other bullshit. This will unlock this animal. This is one that's a given just for getting on board and wanting to play Blessed Unleashed. And they'll give you a freebie. This one was one that my daughter actually bought. Doesn't have any stamina. It's a common animal. She wanted it. I don't question it. She does what she does. This one that I bought, which is a forest or a frost wolf. I'm sorry. And I bought that one. It only has like a 1 stamina situation. Some of these mounts, you can go hunting in certain areas and find some of this shit to add it on to your collection. Some of these mounts are, you know, you have to sit here and put some money towards currency that you can use, and you can buy some of these mounts, which is fine. I'm not against that. The game is pretty good. I'm not crashing on it. I think more people should get involved. It's free to play. Now, where we're at right now is we're on season 2.5. And a lot of people started bitching and complaining about this because you can see it in the text windows when they're going the hell off and shit like this. Well, here's the aspect of it. What people don't understand. This is a free to play game. So, it's a give or take. You know, if you want things to be the way you want to, then, you know, in time they will keep changing things, you know, to suit what's going on in gameplay. And, you know, they were generous enough to make it free to play. And then the rest of it, you know, hey, you may have to go into the store, which is up here, you know, Illuminati shop. And in here, this is where you can buy certain items and shit where the creators of this game, this is where they're gonna make their money. But people shouldn't crash on it so hard, because I mean, the first version of Blessed was, you know, on PC and certain others, and it didn't do too well. Then got revamped and they introduced it to Xbox One, X, and the PlayStation 4 Pro, and all this other shit. And yet people complaining. There's nothing to complain about, man. They're giving you a free-to-play game. What people want is they want to have an assassin class and all this other shit. You want it to be, to a certain degree, like WoW, but you want to still have the same control of what you have now, which is fine. And it's not that I don't think that the creators of this game aren't thinking about upgrading and putting more characters in here that you can use, but it's a time process. So people need to be patient, and they need to actually understand what it is to be patient. I mean, they're sitting here working out some of the bugs as far as the game world itself that you're running around in. So it's not that they're not working on it. People shouldn't be so haste to judge. That's what I'm saying. But people are people, and this is how this goes. But I say give them some time, they probably can build you a nice, excellent game. It's just that, you know, it takes time to build this stuff. And what people don't understand, like, this is what Namco that's putting this out here, plus some other companies that are in on it. Well, you know, when it comes to corporate world, these people are under a lot of pressure. They're not really given the option of time to perfect what needs to be perfected before you put it out there. As well as what people are learning is most games. I mean, think about that. A lot of games are coming out on the market, they're not complete. So you have to keep having software updates and window patches and all this other shit. But that's happening on purpose. They're putting it out there incomplete, and then, you know, then they have to do updates as things go along. And you can't sit there and really crash on developers. It's not really their fault. This is the aspect of what you call capitalism, once again. And you can see how capitalism affects the gaming community. They want to put it out there incomplete. They don't give a shit. The shareholders want their fucking return on their money. So here we go. So in that aspect, us as the consumers and the customers, well, we get an incomplete game. Then we can put in the text windows where we're bitching about, like, this is fucked up and this is jacked and this is all this shit. Well, I can understand that concept. That makes a whole lot of sense. But then you gotta look at from the end on the developers. They're under pressure. They ain't have a damn choice, and you're out here or all of you are fired. It's not really the best way to run a company, but unless you own the company, you have no say-so in the matter, and that's the point. So people need to, you know, veer off on all the comments. They don't have to be so harsh, since it's not like these people are not trying to build you a game that's comparable and that's great and shit. It's just that, you know, they're under pressure. Now, like right now, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna assign someone over here to do the mining. As you can see so far, I've got certain people that do certain things. Like, this is construction stone mining, which gives you, you know, certain aspects to build up your community in here. This is one that does rock mining. Rock mining is nice because what happens is they'll sit there and cover certain things like rubies and shit like this that you need to upgrade your level as far as your crafting abilities and shit like this. This one is the same thing, except Alberta, what they have is, you know, you have like weapon fortifications and armor fortifications that are in the rare range, which has no use for me anymore. Same thing here, same thing here. See, I'm assigning him to do all that. I got an orchard. Just gonna assign someone to do that too. Now what happens in here on your estate is you get people in here. And right now I got, what did I have here? I want that. These are people I already have. See what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to get me a carpenter. And here's the other aspect of this. When you're running around on the regular world map and you go to some of these outposts, sometimes you get people in there that you can get a hold of. They have certain trade skills like alchemy, carpentry, and probably blacksmith and shit like this. And you can pick up those characters up there. Now the aspect of your workers is you only get them for like a 30-day stint. Then after that, I don't know what happens to them. Maybe they just go away, disappear. And then you get a new brood of people running in there. I think as you build up your estate into the levels, you're probably gonna get some more people that you know you can use. That estate, it's just big. It's not that complex to really understand as you go along. You up more signs, you upgrade the estate, you upgrade the tavern. You're gonna upgrade the mine and every damn thing else. And you know, once you hit certain, you can keep on upgrading it. So I'm still working on that. It's not perfection. I'm just telling you the aspect of what you're gonna have to keep doing. Now, as you can see, my character's level 31 at this point in time, which I've upgraded my bow, so it's legendary. And the funny thing is, there are certain weapons and certain armors that are gonna stay into the class B, so even after you upgrade it to maximum legendary, once you get the mythic, which is gonna be like a red rune stone or some shit like this, it will still be a B grade weapon. So people need to understand that certain weapons are not gonna get beyond B grade. Probably certain armors are not gonna get beyond B grade. It's possible that when you upgrade it, it may turn into an A. I'm not holding on to it. There are certain just weapons and armors that were A grade anyway. This is B grade. This armor is B grade. This is B grade also. This is also B grade. As you can see, I got tracker tunic, tracker slacks, tracker's boots. Then I have the bloody gloves, which I picked up going to the auction house. You can do that. Now what I learned, if you want to, just from experimenting running, if you want to sell weapons and certain things into the auction house, then you have to unbind it. And you'll have to pick up scrolls that unbind your weapons and your armor that you want to sell. And it's not cheap. It costs like 100,000 star seeds to do so. But if you have something that's pretty devastating that you can sell out there for like, you know, 1,000,000 star seeds or something beyond that, and it has to be good, there will be people out there that's gonna pick it up. So you'll make some money in full, but understand it's an auction house, so you're gonna have to pay them a fee to sell your shit. You're gonna have to pay a fee to put your shit up there, and so forth and so on. Now, like I said, this one I picked up at the auction house, pretty reasonable. It's an A grade weapon, or A grade armor. And now, once I update it up to legendary, which I'll get to it eventually, then it'll be better than that. But the point of it is that you have certain things that you can keep flying fortification stones and weapon stones too, that some of it might actually, let's say you pick up some C grade shit, you may actually be able to bring it up to a B grade, but that's as far as it's going. If you pick up A grade stuff, then yeah, it's gonna stay in the A grade. Yeah, A grade is the top of the top. And you can make it legendary. You can make mythic out of it. I mean, it just takes a lot of time because I told you before, this is a game about grinding. And you got to be willing to grind to get to where you want to go. It's a C grade. Now, when you see this, there are certain armors and weapons you pick up that says cannot be enhanced. Can't enhance it, so what you can do with it is either destroy it or sell it. You can sell it for the gold, you can destroy it and get your runes over here in the corner on the right hand side down to the far or lower right. You get rune stones from this shit. You can do that. As you also notice, is my bag capacity went up to like 79, so I can hold 79 items at one time. So you also have to look at other things, like you can run back in certain areas again, and you can actually pick up bag pieces. I think they just put those chests out there just random, so you can pick them up wherever you're running around. Just pay attention. And there's nothing wrong with that. That helps out a great deal. But as I said, in season 2.5, which started October 9th, will end November 19th. And then you'll probably we'll be at season 3.0. People crashed about this. They were highly upset. It's really, I mean, this is about doing some upgrades and, you know, some patches in places that needed patches. Yeah, I mean, you know, hey. To be honest with you, to get enough shit to unlock a blast pass, it's gonna be about like $10. So what's the real big deal? I mean, the game's free to play. What's $10 to spend to, you know, get you some extra points to sit and unlock it? I mean, just on this character, I still have that cloak even after I finished all the missions, you know, that it should go away, but it's there. And it really ain't no big deal. Cause I'm like this, I'm not gonna delete my character. Just because I want to get rid of the darkness around my character. You're honest, if this is what I'm gonna carry on with, that's fine. To a degree, it's pretty damn cool, so I don't care. Now, as far as my unions, I've unlocked this. The thing about it is, like, you can do certain items on this, like you can take up some of those points that you've earned and you can use them to unlock certain things. There we go. Traits. Here's the thing about the traits. I think they only last for like 6 days. So you only get like a week out of it. So if you put some, you know, if you sit here and spend some of your trait points, you know, you're only gonna have it for like 6 days. And after that, it's a done deal. Until you build up enough points for each one of these areas, and then you can sit there and spend some of it again to unlock certain key aspects. And as you have a trait unlocked, if you do the missions and keep using it, it will unlock more shit on there to sit there and unlock more stuff that you want to use. Can't use all of it. You can use a few at a time, but as you keep unlocking it, you can keep using it. Now, I have not joined a union. I'm trying to join a Aristians society or whatever you want to call it, or artisans, because that society gives you like more gold and shit like that you can build bankroll off of it. Now, I'm not crashing the Sentinels. Sentinels are more based on, doing the good deeds, which does pay out. Then you got the Court of the Ravens. Well, that'd be more of your somewhat of a criminal society, and in that aspect, you can sit there and interfere with other players and kill them and collect more gold and whatever the hell you need. Just to keep in mind, the Ravens are out there, so it doesn't matter if you're rolling an open game world and shit, they're always out there. You ain't careful sometimes if you're sitting here and you're all in the middle of attacking bosses and certain other shit. They'll be there, and they're gonna attack the boss to try and do the general deal like everybody else, but then they're gonna turn on you, and you may get into a squabble with some of them here and there. So be aware, they're out there. They're even out there if you're just doing like regular mini missions. Be wary of who they are. They will attack, and you have to be ready. Just saying. Unlock some wardrobe, which is a costume here, which I'm not really particular on. And how that's achieved is, let me think about this one. Say, I'll find where I found that at. Here it is, campaign. Now, if you roll in any of these things, which as you can see, it's going to cost you star seeds to unlock. And when you roll these, and you do whatever missions are involved in this, then you will get, like, you see what I have, a card. Holy Alliance Knight, shit like that. This one, card of Freedom Alliance Officer. This one's the Memory Fragment Centurion. This one's the Golden Age Weapon up here. Shit like this. Now, when you sit here and you roll in these slots, you also have other things that unlock, like you may have like regeneration scrolls and other like weapon skins and other stuff that you can unlock when you run these missions in between, and they will unlock as you go further. It'll cost you to get this stuff, so but I've done Shadows of the Unseen. I've unlocked that one and finished it, and then that's where I got that outfit that I showed you, but I'm not really particular on it. But as you do stuff like this will unlock all these certain outfits and certain things that you you get along the way. But like I said, it'll cost you to do it. So keep it in mind. But you can do those campaign missions, unlock those, and keep rolling with it. Bag of consumables. Now, let's see here. Here's where we're going. Here. As you can see up in my right hand corner, it says gather 150 warrior talents. Okay. When we're looking at this, there's certain things that we're going to have to do, which is going to be in matchmaking, that we're going to have to do to unlock like warrior talents. Now, what I'm talking about like warrior talents is you see it down here on the left hand side when you scroll down. See, I got warrior talents at 88, so I need 150 of these damn things before I can sit here and continue on in the regular world campaign. You see I have victory tokens, it's like 440, which means that actually I ran into, what's this? I ran in there and tried to do some of this battlefield shit, which I'm gonna admit I was terrible at. I get the concept, but you know, it can be chaotic unless everybody's on the same page. Now when you do the Warlords arena, the difference when you do that shit is that's 3 versus 3, so that's what that is. When you do Battlefield, well, that's just wide open conflict. I don't remember how many people will against how many people, but there's a whole lot. But that's what that's about. Then you have like your regular dungeons, which I'm not able to enter any of these because, as you can see, your gear score has to be up to go in there. Now, there's a deal. Like what I'm trying to do now in time is what, you know, general items. This is what I'm looking at. See, I got memory fragments and shit like this. This is the Nightwind 3. This is 4. Trying to gather up 5 of these damn things, and some of them are going to be based in some of this matchmaking I'm talking about. I'm talking about they want you to run in there, and they want you to run in this one, which is all the blood, and shit like this. But as you can see, my gear score level is not up to the stat to do it. Gotta work on that, and I am. But I don't know, just running the dungeons, you're not gonna really get all the gear score stats that you want. So you're probably gonna have to run in like regular campaign in certain areas to unlock this stuff. But like I said, you know, there's certain levels in here you gotta run, but you're gonna have to get your armor stats and all this stuff. You should even go into the look of my my Ava here, which I changed up some of my outfit. Let's make things happen. That's nice. Really destructive. Now see, the thing is, you can sit here and pick up whatever weapons and armor you want. Then you can go to the costume lady that can sit here and change up your shit the way you want it to be. So I decided to change her up the way I like her looking right here. You know, the jacket on, exposes some skin, the armor around the legs, and the arms looks pretty nice. You know, chose that. See, this is the other aspect of this, like any new armor that you pick up for your character, if it has stats that can be slotted or it can be upgraded, you need to just apply it even though you're not going to use it, and then just take it off and put the armor that you have on there back on. Now once you do that, once you just put it on, that's where you're going to have your little costume situation going on. Which means like any armor piece that can be upgraded or fortified, you can put it on your character even though you're not going to use it, and then change it back to what you already originally had, and you'll be fine. Once you do that, that means that once you go talk to the outfitter, that armor look will be available. So it won't change the armor that you have on there. You're just going to be changing the look of what you want on your character. But whatever armor that you stat on here and put together and put on, it's going to stay. But you can change the look of it. You can change the look of it, like jackets, the arms, the shoes, the slacks, the belt, like the bow, shit like that. Things like that. Now if you're gonna ask me, like my bow, yeah, I put a skin on that one. And what did I use to get that? Well, let's talk about that. You see where you got those soul crystals? Well, you got a dealer out there that, you know, deals with soul crystals. So what I did was, this is like, I don't remember, it's like the dragon bone bow or some shit like that. Well, I had plenty of these soul crystals which you can achieve and gain by just killing mini bosses and in certain areas, and they'll give you this. Even if they don't give you a chest, they'll start giving you the soul crystals and shit like that. But you can spend that and you can pick up weapon skins. You can pick up armor skins and shit like this, but I picked up the damn, you know, dragon bone, you know, weapon skin. That's what I did, how I gained that. Which looks pretty cool. Because honestly, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this patrol bowler is pretty stout and strong. And I've seen one that was like mythic, which would be the red, and it seemed to be pretty damn strong. So that's the one I'm gonna stick with, because that's the one that gives you the increased attack power. And now with the upgrade, of course, there was some buffs and shit, which is fine. I don't mind that. Buffs are things, you know, that change up the game to make things even, so people can't really complain about that. But that's just all that shit's about. But I did pick up a necklace, you know, I just went and bought one off the auction house, which increased my critical attack or hit rate. And if you're going to use someone that does distance attack, then you want critical to be very nasty. But even if you choose to roll with your Crusader, your Berserker, or some of that shit, Critical's pretty nasty there too. And you know, do a maximum amount of damage across the board, so I'm not crashing on that. Now the things that I'm trying to do here is like, let's see here. Trying to maximize the skill points here. And this is the one thing that takes a lot of time. Like I maxed out this, I want to max that out, max these two out before I even consider going into the Night Wind. Because as you see, as you max out your skill levels, you get certain, you know, buffs that will be permanent. Like this one's maximum stamina. This one, like it says, reduces Tempest Shot, Tempest Volley, and Thunder Arrows and shit like that. This one increases your max health point plus 300. So forth and so on. But you want to maximize all this. Just as you can get here and keep maximizing Storm Chaser. As you can see, there's certain skill sets that give you even more. Centurion Command, that gives you even more. The Blind Executioner's absolute max, that gives you more. And yeah, I want to upgrade all that damn shit. But I'm doing it one at a time, taking my time to do it. So that's the purpose of that. As you can see, my goal is pretty high. But what happened was, I happened to be rolling around here on a Sunday night in this area. You had to put you know, you had this which was going on and it stayed permanent for a while, which means that you can go in there and keep farming it to get C-grade weapons and equipment that you can keep selling and breaking down to build up your gold and your runes and all this other shit. So be on the lookout for stuff like that. You don't have to be worried about trying to, you know, get as powerful as possible. Sometimes you just need to go somewhere to farm, so keep it in mind. Farming is important. It's important in every game that you play. It has to do with leveling up your character. But anyway, that's what I got so far. And glad y'all tuned in. I'm about to check out for the night. It's gonna work. Everybody else, and I will catch you later.